So good morning, students. This is the fourth chapter from the diary of Anne Frank, okay, written by herself, Anne Frank. So this is her diary, right? You know what is a diary, right? So diary simply means a written record of personal experience, okay. So before you read, Anne Frank was born in the year June 1929 till February or March 1945. We do not know the exact month she died, okay. So it's written February or March 1945. When the Second World War came to an end, right? 1945. So Second World War started in 1939 to 45, right? So Anne Frank was, she's a German, okay? A Jewish girl, and at the time she was hiding with her family and friends in Amsterdam during the German occupation of Netherlands in Second World War. So during those days, German were under the control of Adolf Hitler, isn't it? The dictator. So at that time, this girl, they were hiding in Amsterdam, which is Netherlands. Amsterdam is the capital of Netherlands, right? So she wrote this diary when she was hiding from the German. Yeah, students, just go through all this paragraph, okay? I'm going to explain to you briefly because it's not possible to explain to line by line, sentence by sentence. It will consume lots of time. So just go through it. I'm going to explain some important one briefly. So here, look at the picture. She is Anne Frank, okay? This is the photo picture she wished to look herself all the time. Then she may have a chance to come to Hollywood. Anne Frank, 10 October 1942. So she was hiding with her family members in her father's office, okay? His father's name was Otto Frank, isn't it? Year 1942. And after 2 years of hiding, there was a betrayal, okay? And they were transported to the concentration camp. The concentration camp is a place where prisoners are kept, yeah? Now here the Nazis' occupation under Adolf Hitler even reached Netherlands, okay? They have conquered, they have occupied even Netherlands. Extended the Netherlands, okay? So she was put in a concentration camp, okay? In a prison, and at last she died of typhus. It's a fever, typhus means fever, okay? Typhoid fever. Where in Bergen-Belsen, within days of sister, and Margaret Frank is her sister. Otto Frank is her father. And her father, Otto Frank, she was the lone survivor of the group, okay? The only survivor. And at last, he came to discover the diary that was written by his daughter, Anne Frank, okay? Which was a very unique record. And then his father, have to publish under the name Diary of a Young Girl. It's a Diary of a Young Girl is a very, it's a novel, a very long novel, okay? So this is from the Diary of Anne Frank, it's taken from this novel, okay? Diary of a Young Girl, extracted from this novel. So when it was published, okay, it has become one of the best seller in the world, okay? So next paragraph says this diary was given to Anne Frank for her 13th birthday. The chronicles the series of events of her life from June 12, 1942 till the final entry of 1st August 1944. That was the final entry, okay, of her diary, 1st August 1944. So this diary was originally translated from the Dutch, okay, Dutch language, yeah, and it's become most widely read books, okay. And there have been also several films, television, theatrical productions, even an opera based on this diary written by Anne Frank, okay. People published or produced television, okay. Opera in a theatrical, that means a drama, isn't it? Theatrical. All right. So Anne Frank became one of the most renowned discussed for the Holocaust victims. Holocaust means it's a destruction, okay? She has become one of the renowned and destruction victims during the Second World War. Okay, let's quickly move to the next page. It's a very long story anyway. Right, so this is an activity that you need to do. Diary means a written record of a personal experience, and this is the exercise that you need to do, but I will give you homework, okay? So at the end of this chapter, let me go back here again and give you the homework, okay? Let's move to the next page then. Okay, writing in a diary is a real strange experience for someone like me. Please read it by yourself. I feel like writing. I have an ever greater need to all kinds of things off my chest. So Anne Marie says that writing a diary is really a strange experience for someone like her. Not because that she has never written before. She loves to write, okay, but it's also because that later on, neither she or anyone will be interested in the musings, means the thinking, okay, the thought of 13 years old schoolgirl. So she was 13 years old, okay, she was going to school at that time. So she's told that no one would be interested in her thoughts of writing a diary. But she said it doesn't really matter, okay, all she wanted to do is write this diary and things off my chest to get rid of all these worries and difficulties. Yeah, off my chest, this is a phrasal, it's a phrase, okay, so off my chest means getting rid of difficulties, worries and problems. Okay, next, paper has more passions than people. Students, you might underline this, okay? Paper has more passion than people. So on those days, okay, the other day what happened, she was feeling a little bit depressed and was sitting at home with his chin on her hand, chin on her hand, thinking, bored. That day she was very restless and then with no interest, okay, and wondering whether she should go out or not. And the other day, okay, that day, one day, okay, and she decided that where I was brooding. Brooding means thinking, okay, deeply thoughtful, okay. At last she says that paper have more patience. Okay, anyway, let me explain this word. All she wants to do is to write a diary, okay, because she doesn't have a real friend at the time, so she wants to write a diary and make her diary her real friend. Okay, now paper has more patience than people. Let me explain this, okay. So here by paper means and for her, paper is like a place. It's like a place where one can write one's thoughts and express oneself, right? And the paper can wait silently for you or for us, and whenever you wish to write, you can write it anytime. So she meant to say that paper has unlimited patience to wait for us to write on, but we, the human beings, are not, isn't it? We get tired of one another. Sometimes we even break our friendship, yeah? So that's the difference between paper and us, a human being, okay? So paper has unlimited patience. Well, paper will always silently wait for us or for you whenever you wish to write on, right? Okay, let's move. So here she started to write a diary, okay? First place, since she doesn't have a friend. So she said, let me put it more clearly. And she says, no one believes that a 13-year-old girl is completely alone in the world, but she is not alone, okay? She has loving parents, 16-year-old sister, and are about 30 people that she can call her friends, but not the real friends. So she has a parents and sister, 16 years old, and about 30 people, okay, which she can call her friends, but not a real friend, right? So here she said, except my only true friend, okay? Except my only true friend. She is searching for a true friend, okay? And our true friend is her diary, her personal record, her personal experience. Right here, confide, okay? To tell personal things, privates, okay? All right. Now here in this paragraph, okay, she is describing the difference between paper and her friends, okay, about 30 people whom she could call her friends. She could not share her personal experience to all these 30 people, okay, whereas she could share everything, her personal feelings, in the paper, in her diary. So that is her true friend. A diary is her true friend, okay. And all she could talk with her friends, these 30 people friends, is all about ordinary, everyday things. Not more than that. But in her diary, she could write everything, okay? Her inner feeling, okay? Next. So she decided to write a diary, okay? And she doesn't like to, write a diary simply like other people used to do, but she wants the diary to be her best friend, okay? So, and I'm going to call this friend Kitty. So she has called her diary name Kitty. So Kitty would be her best friend. In other words, her diary would be her best friend, okay? So let's go to the next page quickly. Okay, this paragraph, students, you may underline this word plunge, P-L-U-N-G, okay? That means, go straight to the topic, okay? Go straight to the topic, T-O-P-I-C. Anyway, it's given the next page. All right. So she says that if she has to go straight to the topic, no one will be able to understand her story written to his story, okay? Written to her diary, Kitty. So she decided to provide a brief sketch of her life, okay? As much as she disliked to do so. Now, next paragraph here, she is describing about her family members, okay? Father, mother, sisters, okay? So her father was the most adorable father she have ever been, and then her father, when she was 36 years old, get married with her mother. At the time, her mother was 25 years old, okay? And her sister, named Margaret, was born in Frankfurt in Germany, 1926. And Anne Frank was born on 12 June 1929. Remember the date, okay? And Anne Frank, she lived in Frankfurt until she was 4. In the 1930s, just read by yourself, students, you can understand. It's quite easy. I'm pretty sure about it. So, her father went to, transfer to Holland. Holland is the other name for, Netherlands, okay? As I've told you, Amsterdam is the capital of Netherlands, which is in Holland, right? So, Holland, the another word for Holland is Netherlands, okay? So, father went to Holland in 1933. Her mother, Edith Hollander Frank, remember all this name, okay? Went with her father to Holland, okay, in September, whereas her sister Margaret and Frank, they were sent to Aachen, is the name of a place, Aachen, yeah, to stay with their grandmother. After that, her sister Margaret went to Holland in December, and the next, in the month of February, okay, Annie went to Holland and then Annie went to Holland to see her family members, and she was put down on the table, okay, as a birthday present for Margaret, because they haven't seen for such a long time, right? And she was very little that time that she was put down on the table, just like birthday present for Margaret, and she was very happy when they were together, yeah. Plunk down means informal word, put down in a casual way on the table. It's a birthday present for her sister, okay. Right, so Anne Frank started right away at the Montessori nursery school, okay, and she stayed there till she was 6 years. And the first form is first grade, okay? And in the sixth grade, her teacher name was Mrs. Capres, the headmistress, sorry. And at the end of the year, they were departed, okay, in tears, as we had a heartbreaking farewell, okay? They had a heartbreaking farewell when she departed from the school with her headmistress, Mrs. Capres. In summer of 1941, her grandmother fell ill and an operation, so her birthday passed away with little celebration, okay? She could not celebrate her birthday grandly because her grandmother fell ill in 1941 because her grandmother had an operation, okay? Okay, but unfortunately her grandmother died in January 1942, and no one knows of Fancy how she think of her and still love her, right? And candlelight was lit along with the rest of her family members. So on her birthday in 1942, okay, they lit a candle in remembrance of her grandmother, okay, to show that she still loves her. Okay. And the remaining family members, 4 of us, they are still doing very well. Till now, 22, 1942, when she started to write a diary. And students, this oral comprehension check, if you look here, right? And here too, I've already given you 2 notes. Do not forget to read one more time. Alright, so let's go to the next page. Right, this is how she started writing a diary. There is Kitty, okay? Her diary's name is Kitty, right? Quacking and shaking with nervous, okay? Now the entire class, she went to school and the entire class was nervous. Why? Because they were not sure whether they would be passed, they will be promoted to the next grade or not, okay? So they were confused and nervous. Right here, GNCN, this is a name given to his or her classmate, okay? GNCN, this is kind of a nickname, and Jack. So they started betting, okay, even with the money that, Annie, you're going to pass. And he said, no, I'm not going to pass. Yes, you are sure, Annie, you're going to pass. And he replied, no, I am not. Okay. So here, dummies means, as I have told you, unintelligent students. Okay. So and Frank says teachers are the most unpredictable creatures on earth. She mean to say that, sometimes even the undeserving students are sent to the next class. Okay, teachers let them pass. This is the meaning of that. Teachers are most unpredictable creatures on earth. Sometimes teachers used to give them punishment. Okay, for the reason that we do not know. Anyway, let's go to the next paragraph. Alright, students, I've given you all the notes, right? Go through that again. Okay, I'm reminding you again and again, or else you won't understand it. Here I'm teaching very fast in order to save time. Okay. Alright, here in this paragraph, Anne Frank says that she's not worried about her friends, girlfriends, okay, and for herself, but maths, made her worry because she's not good in maths, okay? But all they can do is wait and not to lose heart, not to lose courage, yeah? Okay, here, next paragraph here. So she got along pretty well. She got a good relationship with all the teachers, and there are nine teachers, 7 were men, 2 women, okay? And among the teachers, there is one teacher, okay, all foggy and old-fashioned person. His name was Mr. Casing, okay, who teaches them math at the time. And teacher was quite annoyed, very angry with her because she talked too much. So she was very talkative, okay. So one day her teacher, okay, maths teacher, Mr. Casing, asked her to write an essay on the subject, a chatterbox. Chatterbox means a person who isn't it, a talkative, okay. So she wrote the title, okay, Chatterbox, on her notebook and put it in the back and tried to keep quiet. Right here, so that evening what happened, after finishing all her homework, okay, she decided to write an essay on a chatterbox, okay, about 3 pages that Mr. Casing assigned her to do, yeah. And she says that she even argued that talking is a student's triad. Triad means habit, okay. She says that talking is a student's triad, student's habit, and she would do her best to keep it under control. She would try her best to talk less, okay. Right, next page. But here she says that she will never able to cure herself. She will never able to stop talking because even her mother was very talkative, okay. It has been inherited trait, see. It has been transferred from her mother to her, yeah, generation to generation. See, inherited traits means qualities, physical, mental, that has gets from one parents. So here she is blaming to her mother, right? Since her mother is very talkative, she is also very talkative, yeah, and she will never able to stop talking or cure herself. Okay, next what happened? Mr. Casing had a very good laugh at his arguments, okay? Arguments about students always talk, right? Talking is a student's triad, student's habit. So Mr. Casing had a very good laugh. But here next, Mr. Casing next, he also assigned her another essay. This time the topic was on an incorrigible chatterbox, something that cannot be corrected, yeah, a bad quality. Here incorrigible chatterbox refers to the writer Anne Frank because she can never stop talking, yeah, she cannot be corrected. So she wrote the essay and then gave it to Mr. Casing, to her teacher, and then never had a complaint for whole 2 lessons, 2 chapters, okay. But here, since she started talking again, her teacher gave her final assignment, enough and Frank, as punishment for talking in the class. Right, and say about quack quack quack, said Mistress Chatterbox. It's the sound of a duck, right? Quack quack quack, said Miss Chatterbox. Said Chatterbox refers to Anne Frank, right? All right, now she's gonna write an essay about a duck quack quack quack. Mistress Chatterbox. Sorry, okay. Well, it's a very long one, right? Okay. So the class roared, okay? The class started to laugh and everybody laughed. Ingenuity means originality and inventiveness, okay? About a chatterbox. Now, Anne-Marie told us it is time to come up with something else, okay? Something very original. So her friend Sam, who was very good at poetry, helped her to write an essay about quack quack quacks. write a chatterbox, okay? And help her to write, because she's very good at poetry, right? So San helped her in the beginning, from the beginning till the end of the verse, and Anne Frank was very happy, okay? Joy. Now, Mr. Casing was trying to play a joke on me with his ridiculous subject, but I would make sure the joke was on him, okay? I would make sure the joke was on him. It means Mr. Casing will experience, a negative outcome himself, okay? Negative outcome for himself, okay? Now Anne Frank finished her poem, okay? It was very beautiful, and in that poem she mentioned about a mother duck and father duck. Father swan, right? Mother is duck, father is swan, who had 3 baby ducklings, okay? And was bitten by death by this father swan, because that quack, they talked too much, okay? Luckily, Mr. Casing took the joke right. This time, Mr. Casing took the joke right way. Okay. Since these 3 ducklings quack, okay, make noise too much, their father swan, beat them to death, okay? It's quite humorous, right? Mr. Casing took in a positive way, okay? Next page, he read this is a poem to the class, adding his own comments and several other classes as well. So he read the poem in the classes, adding his comments, giving comments, right? And several other classes as well, okay? Since then, I have been allowed to talk, haven't been assigned any extra homework. After that, Anne Frank was allowed to talk in the classroom, okay? Never assigned extra homework from that day onward. On the other hand, on the contrary, Mr. Casing always makes jokes these days. From that day onward, her math teacher, Mr. Casing, started making jokes, okay? Yours and Frank. So this short story is extracted from the novel Diary of a Young Girl, with slight adaptation, with slight, changes, okay? This oral comprehension check I have given. These 2 I have given. Okay, so students, turn to page number 49, and today this will be your homework. Right, journal, diary, log, memories, okay? This is match the following. Anyway, I'll give you the answer for now, okay? Journal means this one, number 1, okay? And diary, the first one. I have written in pencil, is it visible or not? And log is the last one. Memories means the last second, this one, okay? So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Likewise, you need to go through this and then write the correct answer here. Use the definition, these 4 definitions. So I work early, later FIFA World Cup match. This is diary, okay? So what is the next one? Is it log, journal, and memories? So this is your homework. And then go to page number 55. Match the following. For example, heartbreaking means producing great sadness. Number 2, homesick means missing home and family very much, yeah? And number 3, blockhead here. Informal word, which means a very stupid person, okay? That's your, do the remaining one. And then turn to page number 56. Here, these are the phrasal words, okay? Phrase. Plunging means to go straight to the topic. For example, kept back, it means not promoted, okay? Likewise, move up means go to the next grade. Likewise, you do it by yourself. And then last homework for today, here, idioms. Now, if you want, you may refer a dictionary. Students, a few sentences from the next sentence have an expression. Can you say what it means? Okay. You can write in your own sentence, okay, own words. For example, here, our entire class is quacking in its boots, which means the class is trembling with fear, okay? Likewise, next one. Until then, we keep telling each other not to lose heart. We keep telling each other not to lose heart. Meaning doesn't change, yeah? If you go to the next page, here, page number 57. This is your homework 3 and 4. That's it. So students, if you do not want to write in the copybook, if you think that it will take lots of time, you may simply write in the textbook using a pencil. Remember, using a pencil, photo click it and send it to me, yeah? So students, that's the end of this chapter 4, okay, from the Diary of Anne Frank by Anne Frank. Thank you for being with me. I'll see you in my next class. Till then, you take care. Bye.